Hello, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me now? Hello, I want to believe we can hear me now. Can you confirm in the chat box? All right, Kenny, thank you very much for the confirmation. Sincere apologies for the slight delay. Um, there was some issue with the audio device. All right, Jonathan, thank you very much. And Pemsky, good morning to you. Thank you very much for the confirmation. Thank you, Jonathan. All right, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Once again, good morning, ladies. Good morning, gentlemen. Uh, Good morning, traders as well. If it's your first time on this forum too, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. You are welcome, and it's great to have you join us for today's edition of the morning market review. Happy holiday. I hope you're enjoying the holiday. Of course, the market is not on holiday this period. It's very much available for us to trade. And I really do hope we're getting to spend some decent time with family as much as I am. All right. Of course, all our online channels are still very much available. You can use those channels to reach out to your account managers should you have any pressing issues that may require urgent attention. All right. Again, as a reminder, on this forum every day, we get to look at what's going on in the markets in terms of fundamentals and technical setups as well. And also, with the hope that we'll be able to pick a few trade ideas for today and even for the rest of the week. All right, without further ado, let's get right to it. Usually we start with the majors, and then from there we start looking at other pairs of interest, okay, including pairs that we may want to add to our watch list for trade opportunities for today and even for the rest of the week. All right, just a second. Let me see what we have for fundamentals. Forexfactory.com, Tuesday, April 1. An happy new month, by the way. Okay, not much today for fundamentals. All right. Okay. Very early today, 4:30 a.m. We got cash rate for the Australian dollar. Okay, that's the interest rate. It's the same value. Previous was 4.1%, forecast 4.1%, and the actual also came out at 4.1%. Okay, I'm sure we would have seen some reactions for the Australian dollar earlier today, and then later today, 3 p.m. as well. We have the manufacturing PMI for the US dollar as well. Okay. That's simply a survey of purchasing managers in the manufacturing industry to measure level of diffusion index. It's right there in the details section if you're interested in that. It's a leading indicator of economic health, and usually here we have previous 50.3, forecast 49.5. So we wait for the actual result to know exactly how to approach this. Usually above 50 indicates industry expansion, and below 50 indicates contraction. So we need to wait for the actual result to know exactly how to approach that. All right, that's later today for US dollar. Okay. Um, Now the MetaTrader platform. Okay, right there. All right. So again, this is the USD index. Usually this to measure the overall strength or the direction of the dollar so that we can easily relate this to the rest of the major pairs, and including the US indices. Okay. So for the dollar index, I remember the last session we had here, that was, of course, last week, Tuesday, 25th day of March. All right. At that time, I was pointing to us why I was expecting a push back to somewhere around this area. All right, because of this aggressive sell-off that we got here and creating a significant value gap right there. Okay, so ideally, the gaps like this usually act as magnet for price, and that's why I was more of the opinion that we may likely get a push back to somewhere around this area. All right, and that's why I am quite cautiously bullish on the dollar index. All right. And again, what would invalidate that is if we get a close below the area between 103 and 102.6. Now, the area between 102 and 103, 102.6 and 103 was what confirmed the bullish move for the dollar back when we got the low at 100.6. All right. So it started to push higher from 100.6, and then it closed above this area, was what turned this into uh, a bullish structure at the time. All right. And then from that time, we started seeing series of higher highs and higher lows up until 110 resistance. Okay. And then from that 110 resistance, of course, again, we started seeing lower highs and lower lows. All right. And then I also pointed out how the structure we see here is similar to what we got back in, I think it was September. Right, around this area. You see, it's quite similar. Okay, we got this series of lower highs and lows, and then aggressive sell-off, a push higher, although it didn't come to fill in this gap right here as well. Okay, it didn't fill it sufficiently. Okay, and then it was filled partially, and then we got uh, another aggressive sell-off. Okay, and you will notice how that is quite significant to what we currently similar rather to what we currently have. Series of lower highs and lows as well. Uh, Aggressive sell-off. So now we expect this to be sufficiently filled, and then bearish continuation if that's how this is going to play out. Okay. Of course, as much as we expect that, we still need to trade what we see. Okay. Still need to trade what we see. So currently, this is becoming bullish. This is becoming bullish, and then I expect this bullish move based on what I just highlighted to continue to push higher into this region, all right, to fill in some of these imbalances that were created right here due to this aggressive sell-off. 3 days of bearish, aggressive bearish moves, all right? So that's the reason I'm expecting this to push higher into this area. That's one. And then two, see, so, okay, Kingsley, you're welcome. We'll get to those assets very soon, all right? Okay, so that's the first thing that I have for, or the first bias that I have for USD index. And then secondly as well, if you look at this trend line, dates back to should be 2023, if I'm right. Yeah, 2023, all right. Acted as support right here. Fast forward to this period as support as well. Continue to play forward, and then you'll see more support levels for that same trend line. All right, here as support as well. Broke down that trend line, and then we saw it close back above that trend line. All right, so we continue to play forward. And then this is what we have. So again, recently we got a break below the trend line, and now we have a close back above the trend line. All right. So potentially we also have a failed breakout on our hands. All right. This has broke below a significant level, this trend line, and price is now back above that trend line. All right. So this has further confirms the potential for upside push. All right. Again, if that plays out, this is the level I'll be looking at. All right. This is the level I'll be looking at. I remember last session we measured this level to be the 61.8 and 50% Fibonacci level. All right. So that's why I'll be looking out for what happens at that level. Okay. So while we have this expectation for the USD index, what it means is that pairs like Euro USD and Pounds USD would also expect them to be bearish. All right. While the USD index stays above 103 price level. Okay, stays above 103 when there's further upside potential. Okay, right. Moving on to Euro USD. Moving on to Euro USD now. Of course, because we currently have a bullish bias for the dollar index, of course, because Euro USD is essentially the inverse of the dollar index, what it means is that we expect this to be bearish, okay? We expect this to be bearish. And this is what it looks like on the daily time frame, all right? On the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, because we want to understand the overall direction. That's why we like to start from here, and then we can tune down to a much lower one for entry opportunities. Okay, for entry opportunities. Right. So this is what it looks like on the daily. And then let's check what we have on H1. Okay. So on the H1 time frame, we have this trend line. We have this trend line. And as you can see, price is just breaking below that trend line, further affirming the bearish bias that we currently have. And then it's also below the 50 period moving average. All right. So what it means is that this is further confirming the bearish bias that we have. Okay. So we now need to see some bearish reversal patterns. All right. To jump right here. Okay. So we see that break below the trend line. We see a retest, all right, with this green candle. And now we have a new bearish candle formed right there. Okay, this is enough for a dark cloud cover. All right, this is enough for a dark cloud cover bearish reversal pattern. All right, and then of course, again, what would invalidate this would be a close back above this area right here. Would be a close back above this area right here. All right. So what we now need to see here, for instance, would be a close below this support on the 1 hour time frame, right? We get it close below that support, then we have more confirmation for a potential push back to 1.078 support level. All right. Again, for Euro USD, in the events that we get a close back above, uh, especially back above this trend line on the 1 hour time frame, all right, then we may see a run towards 1.084 resistance, right? So those are the two scenarios I'll be looking out for on Euro USD. This is 30 minutes time frame. This is 30 minutes time frame. All right. Now again, as a quick rerun, we started from the daily time frame. All right. The daily time frame to understand the overall direction. All right. And then we can tune down to a much lower one to trade in that same direction and for entry opportunities. Okay. So on the daily time frame, again, I mentioned that because this is essentially the inverse of the USD index, and we started from there, we confirmed and then got a bullish bias for USD index, and that's why we have a bearish bias for the euro dollar. Okay, and then if you also look at the daily time frame, since price tested this level above 1.09. We see this push to the downside. We see this correction towards 1.084. And then from that level, we expect the bearish move to continue, okay, on the daily time frame. And then we switch to the 30 minutes time frame. Right. On the 30 minutes time frame, you see this trend line acting as support for price. And currently, price is just breaking below that trend line and also below the 50-period moving average. And that's, like I said, this is further confirming the bearish bias that we have. Okay. What we now need to see here would be a close below this support. All right. Be a close below the support. And then we have a potential for more downside push, especially to 1.078, all right, for Euro USD. Moving on to Pound USD. Pound USD right here, all right, because similar to Euro USD, let's see what we have here. Pound USD. All right. It has really struggled to gain momentum since we got these sharp 3-day rally. Okay, we got this here, we got this as well, and this as well. This 3-day rally. All right. Now with this aggressive bullish move, of course, ideally, we expect to continue to see bullish movement with good momentum, but that's not the case. So far, there's been a struggle. All right. This is more of a sideways movement. All right. It's a few pips shy of the 1.3050 level that I've highlighted to us for some time now. Okay, so currently we have this move between 1.3 and 1.285. All right, price is quite stuck between those two levels. All right, of course, because of this bullish move, there's still potential for more upside movement. All right, there's still potential for more upside movement. But first, before that happens, we may get a sweep of this low. We may get a sweep of this low because of these patterns that we have here. This is bullish engulfing, uh, another bullish engulfing right here. Okay, so firstly, we may get a sweep of this low, maybe a retest of 1.28, and then price push higher from that level. All right, that's very much a possibility. Okay, but for this to also get bullish, another scenario, we may see a break above this resistance, all right? And then the bullish move kicks off from there, all right? The bullish move kicks off daily time frame. This is daily time frame. Trying to see what we can do with trend lines here. Let's see if we have a channel. Okay, we do have a channel. All right. So we continue to look for a break out of this consolidation phase. Number one, because we may see a push back to somewhere around here, as highlighted earlier, which comes at price level 1.28, or we see a push back to the area between 1.3 and 1.3050, all right, from this current level. In the direction this breaks out, we give more clarity for pounds USD, all right? Well, as it is right now, it appears like a waiting game for pounds USD. Let me see what Kingsley asks. USD JPY. USD JPY. So we have 152 right here, and then we have 146.5. Let me see 4 hours. Okay, what we're trying to look for is a structure to work with. Well, I want to believe gold is quite obvious. I will be in Emmanuel, but we'll get to it. Just hang on, we'll get to it. All right. So for USD JPY this is the 4 H4 time frame. Okay. Um, we can see how it has stayed in between this ascending channel, all right, respecting it as both resistance and support multiple times, all right. And then eventually we got a break to the downside, all right. We got a break to the downside, a close back above uh the trend line resistance right here. And then currently we see a break back below that trend line. All right. Now, for this bearish move to be sustained, we see this low, we see this pullback or some correction. So we may get a new low, all right, to further confirm the bearish move, all right. But for that to play out, we need to see a break below 149.5 support. All right, price needs to take out this support. Let's see on 30 minutes. Right, this is what it looks like on 30 minutes. All right. So for this to for the bearish move to be even more defined, like I said, we need to see price take out this support at 149.5, and then we have you can see a potential push towards this recent low around 148 price level. Okay. So for USD JPY, currently price is below that trend line support. All right, it's below that trend line support. So we have you could see a push back to 149.5. And then if price takes out 149.5, all right, you see further is recent low, all right. But in the event that we get it close back above into that ascending channel, then we may see a push back to the trend line resistance, all right? You see a push back to this trend line resistance. But currently, price is below the trend line support and then attempting to towards 149.5, all right? Pushing towards 149.5. So like I said, if we see a break below 149.5, that will further confirm a weakness, and then we could get a potential push to the recent low at around 148.8 price level for USD JPY. All right, for gold, of course, that's been very aggressive. That's been very aggressive, breaking above uh, multiple key levels, all right? Breaking above multiple key levels. All right. Now, this is an interesting channel that I've had my eyes on for gold. Started from, it should be December 2023, all right, towards the end of December, all right, and then this trend line has been consistent as resistance for gold. You see it right here as well, right here as well. Multiple attempts to break above that trend line, all right, which has failed severally until recently, all right. Yeah, right here. Even recently, we got a push back to that same trend line, dates back to the end of 2023. All right. Of course, that level acted as resistance for price, pushed back lower to the 3,000 level, and now price has now broken above that trend line. All right. Uh, this was with this candle right here. All right. That should be the Friday candle. Right. So that Friday candle broke above that trend line. Monday, yesterday, we got a retest of that level, all right, as support, and then price pushed to the 3150 resistance as well. Okay. From that level now we're seeing some retracement, all right. We're beginning to see some retracements. Okay. Now, if this trend line here fails to hold as support, if it fails to hold as support, that says if price in the coming days or weeks, we see price close back uh, below this trend line. All right. Currently, because price is now above it, on Friday, 28th March, price closed above that trend line. The following day, Monday, the following trading day, we got a retest of that trend line as support, and then price pushed higher, testing the all-time high again at 3150. All right. So if we get it close back below this trend line, ideally we expect this trend line to continue to act as support if it's tested, and then price eventually breaks above 3150 and then probably create a new high. All right. What would invalidate this is if we get it close back below this trend line, and then that would mean that the whole of the price action here would be considered a fake out, all right, a breakout that failed. And then, as usual, that would trigger an extensive move in the opposite direction, all right. But first, that has to play out. That is, it has to close below, back below this trend line. Ideally, because prices are above that trend line, we expect that trend line to act as support. Okay, but in the event that price now in the event that that level fails to hold that support and we see a break back below that trend line, then we see a potential move to the downside. All right, we see a potential move to the downside. Right, a break above 3150 will further confirm strength, and then we continue to see more higher levels, all right, on gold, continuing to see higher levels on gold. But as of now, there's no reason to be bearish on gold, all right? There's no reason to be bearish on gold until that scenario plays out, as I just highlighted. Yeah, Arubi, I hope you got that. And even Kingsley, I hope you got that as well for gold. Okay. All right. I would also like to touch on USD CAD. Is one we've also been watching. I remember highlighting the fact that we've been seeing this consolidation, which has started from here. Just a second. Uh, Towards the end of 2024, and then we still have it up to this current moment. All right, price is still trading in between 1.445 resistance and 1.43 support. All right. So, like I said, the longer this consolidation phase lasts, the more aggressive the resulting breakout will be. Okay. And then I remember highlighting what we got here for about 2 years. I'm going to point it out again. All right. This was from 2022 to 2024. All right. This consolidation that we see here between 1.387 and 1.32. All right. This consolidation phase here for USD CAD on the daily time frame lasted about 2 years. All right. From 2022, you see from 2022 to 2024. And then eventually we got a break above the resistance. All right. We got a break above the resistance. And then that gave rise to this move right here. All right. Just close to 900 pips right there. Close to 900 pips. Okay. Currently, we're seeing another phase of consolidation. We really don't know, can't tell how long this will last. Time will tell. But eventually, the resulting breakout again would give us fantastic trade opportunities. All right. The longer this consolidation phase lasts, the more aggressive the resulting breakout is going to be. So it's one to add to our watch list. All right. It's one to add to our watch list. But for as long as it stays between 1.445 and 1.43, we continue to sell at resistance and buy at support. Sell at resistance and buy at support until we see a confirmed break above either the resistance or the support side. All right. Uh, let's switch to US 100. Let's switch to US 100. All right. Okay, what do we have? Let's see daily time frame first of all. All right. So since testing the level around 22,200 resistance, right? We got this aggressive seller, uh, found support at 19,165. Okay. And right after, we got some correction. All right. Let's measure the depth of that correction. All right. A few pips from the 50% Fibonacci level. All right. A few pips from the 50% Fibonacci level. Okay. So I'm going to take it out. And then we got a bearish engulfing candle, all right, at 2,600 resistance. Okay, so of course, this is typical of a downtrend structure, all right. You see this low, we see a lower high. So what we expect is a lower low. If this is going to eventually turn to a downtrend after this aggressive rally to 22,200 level. All right. Again, we're seeing low from 22,200 to 19,165 support. We got some correction back at 2,600. All right. Price push to 2,600 resistance level. All right. So what we expect now is for price to create a new low. All right. But for that to happen, first we need to see a break below 19,165, a break and close below 19,165 support level. All right. We need to see that. So this is the daily time frame. And let's switch to 1 hour to see what it looks like. Right. So this is 19,500 resistance. Price currently below the 50-period moving average. So if at the end of this 1 hour, we get a bearish pattern. All right. We get a bearish pattern. Then it has potential to push back to 19,165, and then we break and close below 19,165 would confirm potential for further downside movement. Okay. Again, however, if we see a close above 19,500, all right, we see a close above 19,500, then we may get a bullish move in the short term. All right, we may get a bullish move in the short term for US 100, the US 100. I hope you got that, Amos. I hope you got that. Where the dip for USD JPY, Kono, maybe not Euro pounds as yet. Okay, let's touch on oil as per Jeep Chrome's request. Okay, you requested it earlier as well. Okay. All right. So for oil, right here, this high around 82.5, price pushed all the way down, creating series of lower highs and lows, all the way to somewhere around 68.5 price level. All right, 68.5 price level. Now we're going to use FIBO to measure that move from the swing high to the swing low at 68.5. Okay, so we can identify some key levels right here. Okay, found resistance right here at 74.7. Okay, so as it is right now, we have this move, uh, we have this bullish move currently for oil. Okay, um, so we may get some correction from the current level. We may get some correction. See that price is currently above the 50-period moving average, right? Which signifies bullish, signifies some strength, all right? So as it is now, we may get some correction, okay? Price hit resistance at 74.7, all right? And if you look back, you'll see why that level is quite significant. We've seen multiple attempts at that same level, either as support or resistance at the same 74.7 price level, all right? So it won't be surprising to get some correction from this current level and then sets up for a long opportunity. Okay, sets up for a long opportunity. All right. This is daily. Let's head to 1 hour to see what it looks like. right? You see, are currently seeing some correction from that 74.7 level. Okay, so for this move now, I'll be looking towards the 50 period moving average or the high, the most recent high that was broken. All right, so I'll be looking towards this area to set up for a potential long opportunity for oil. All right, because we see this correction. The direction is up currently. The direction is up. You would agree with me. And then what we now need to see is some retracement. All right, the price is already too high. We do not want to be buying at the current level. So it's ideal to wait for some correction into uh, the 50 period moving average serving as magnet for this price or a push back into the most recent high that was broken, and then it sets up for a potential long opportunity from that area. Okay. Well, you may, for Eddie, you may backtest, experiment with as many instruments as you wish, but eventually you find the maybe the best three you are comfortable with, and then you stay with those. All right. You stay with those, but you may backtest, experiment, try your strategies on as many assets as possible, and then eventually you stay with your top three. All right. That sets up nicely for you, Eddie. Well, it's simply an area that price has tested multiple times, especially on the higher time frames. For Angel now, it's usually an area that price has tested multiple times, either as support or as resistance. Okay, multiple times, and especially on the higher time frames. Okay, like for the oil now that we just highlighted, the reason I am interested in this 74.7 level is the same reason because price has tested it multiple times, either as support or as resistance. Okay, so when price again approaches that level, it is okay to expect some reactions, like we are currently seeing, even in this case of oil. All right. So if you look previously, here as resistance, here as support. Here we see some consolidation below that level. Here as resistance, here as resistance, and then the price action that we got around 74.7 level as well. Okay, so that is enough to consider this as an area of value. All right, because we have seen multiple attempts either as resistance or as support. You're welcome. Thank you very much. All right. Any one or two assets that you would like me to recap as we prepare to draw the curtain for today's edition of our morning market review. If you have one or two that I've touched on so far that you would like me to recap, this is the time to do that. You should look at the US 100 that we analyzed for Amos. We didn't touch on US 30, but we did for US 100. And basically, uh, they are mostly similar, all right? Mostly similar. Okay, I'm going to do a quick one on USD JPY. I'm going to do a quick one on USD JPY, all right? So, again, for USD JPY, uh, this is the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame, all right? So on the daily time frame, we see this push, we see this series of lows and highs, all right? And then we also have this ascending channel, all right? That price has respected uh, multiple times and has tested it multiple times as well, either as support or as resistance, as the case may be. Okay. And then recently, we got a break below the support side of the channel. Price broke below the support side and then closed close back above it. Ideally, this should set up as a potential fake out, all right? And in that case, we'll be expecting an aggressive move in the opposite direction, all right? But that is not quite playing out so far. Price is now back below that same trend line, all right? Now pushing towards 149.5 level. Okay, so at 149.5, we're waiting to see what we get here, all right? If we get a bullish reversal pattern at 149.5. All right. If you get a bullish reversal pattern at this price level, then it's going to set up for a long opportunity. However, in the event that we get instead a close below 149.5, all right, then we may get a potential push towards 148.8 price level, all right, for USD JPY. All right, so what we need to see first will be a break below this support at 149.5 for that to play out. And then we expect to push towards 148.8 level. We need to see price take out 149.5 resistance. Okay, you missed that. Back to H1. All right, we started from here. And then I said from 22,200 high, we saw this aggressive sell-off, which found support at 19,165. Okay, found support at 19,165. All right, and from that support, we saw a push. We got some correction towards 2,600, a few pips away from the 50% Fibonacci level. All right, we measured it earlier. All right. So what it means is that if this is going to continue, we're going to see a bearish continuation. All right. If we're going to see a bearish continuation here, first price needs to take out this support at 19,165. Okay. So expect 19,500 to be resistance. So with that in mind, switch to the 1 hour time frame, and then this is setting up as a double top pattern. All right, this is setting up as a double top pattern at 19,500. First one right here, and then the second one right here as well. Okay, I've already seen a bearish pattern right here. Already seen a bearish pattern right here. Okay, so 30 minutes. Right. Say this is the double top pattern. All right, this is the double top pattern, which is in itself a bearish reversal pattern. Okay, in itself a bearish reversal pattern, right, on 30 minutes time frame. So what that also means is that we look for sell opportunities, except we now see a break back above 19,500. Then that would invalidate the sell setup that we are anticipating. All right, to invalidate the setup, the sell setup that we anticipate. All right. For US 100. Where this level. Right. So it closed above 19,500, turned this bullish, and then it closed below this trend line on 30 minutes. Further confirm the bearish move that is expected, all right, on the 30 minutes time frame for US 100. All right. This is a good place to leave it for today. Gideon Tab, sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. Gideon, let's just leave it as Gideon. I hope you got that. I hope you have these levels on your chart as well, so that you can watch this sufficiently, so you don't miss out on trade opportunities by the time it clears out on US 100. Thank you very much. All right, you're welcome. Right, so this is a good place to leave it for today. Uh, like I said, the market is uh, very much available. It's on. There's no holiday. All right. We look out, or we continue to look out for trade opportunities based on the assets we've been able to analyze so far and the other ones you're watching for yourself. All right. Thank you very much for joining us today. Uh, do enjoy the rest of the holidays. From tomorrow, our offices will be open. All right. And then we can't wait to have you around. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.